Hey, are you Joyce?
Hey, Harvey.
Hey.
So we finally meet in person.
Hey. Look, before we get started with any of this, you might as well know right off the bat I had a vasectomy.
When you factor in films based on novels, plays, myths, legends, video games, comic books, and TV shows, the majority of movies are an adaptation of something. Even a story that is entirely original will get a sequel, a remake, or picked up to be made in another language. It's not surprising, as making a movie costs a lot of money, and it's a lot easier to pitch something that already exists. Adaptations also bring with them a loose blueprint before anything else gets started, something that can be shifted around to become the basis of this interpretation. This can be seen a lot with regular adaptations of iconic characters such as Batman and Superman. This ends up driving much of the interest of the film, how close or how far it was to the source material. The further out you go from the source material, the more this conflict rises. American Splendor is a comic book created by Cleveland native Harvey Pekar. By his own account, he grew tired of superhero comics at a young age, but saw greater potential in the medium. Pekar contracted the artwork to different artists, resulting in no uniform style. As he said, comics are words and pictures. You can do anything with words and pictures. The movie American Splendor is not so much an adaptation of the comic, but the history and inspiration behind the comic. It was directed by Sherry Springer Berman and Robert Pulcini, who both come from a documentary background. Paul Giamatti portrays Harvey in the film, but the real Harvey Pekar is an active participant in the film's narrative.
So if you're the kind of person looking for romance or escapism or some fantasy figure to save the day, guess what? You got the wrong movie.
That's great.
Okay, so now you got 4 pigs. You ought to be able to patch one together from there. Right? Let's go to the next one. All right?
Hold on a second. Do you want some water or something?
Ah, I got lots of orange.
Do you like orange?
The dissociation between truth and presentation is an undercurrent in the story. Title boxes and animated characters will pop up on screen to emulate the free-form style of the comic, and will mix the interactions he has with his friends with how it turns up in his comic. The movie replicates the story of Harvey and Joyce's first date. Harvey is anything but charming, but he is honest and attentive. Joyce gets sick after dinner. It's framed as real and unglamorized, at least as much as it tries to evoke the way the comic portrayed it.
Joyce, what's wrong? What is it?
Oh, I don't know. I think that yuppie food did me in.
I feel terrible. Let me at least do something for you. Can I make you something?
The blurring of the narrative reaches a peak in a sequence of Harvey's guest appearances with David Letterman. Giamatti as Harvey is in the green room and then hustled out on stage. Hope Davis, who plays Joyce, is watching the real Harvey on TV interacting with Letterman.
The Harvey Pekar. Harvey, come out here. Hi, Harvey. You have to come around here. Good. Have a seat.
Giamatti then returns to the green room asking how he did. A later Letterman appearance is completely different stylistically, using shadows and body doubles.
GE has basically become a military, industrial, financial.
Can we get the singing Shih Tzu back out here, Larry? Has he left the building yet?
Is going to cover what they do fairly? That's funny, Dave.
Harvey.
I got other things I want to talk about.
When actors are called upon to portray a real person, there is a fear that such a performance would be a flat impersonation and not a real person. After seeing Harvey's friend Tobey on screen, it would be easy to assume this is a caricature.
You know, I don't even know why you bother praying anyway.
I enjoy the ritual, and I'm a very spiritual person. You know, you should try believing in something bigger than yourself. It might cheer you up.
But in a scene break, the actors step aside and allow the real Harvey and Tobey to interact.
Might be lime. One might be like mint.
Well, what's the difference between this and this?
One's cherry, one's cinnamon.
You could tell that by just looking at them?
Not me, I have to put it in my mouth first. So how do you cope with loneliness, Harvey?
Did I say I watch television?
Yeah, you mentioned you watch TV, you listen to your jazz records, you read, you write, you do your stick figures so you could plan for your next comic book.
Yeah.
Because I've seen
That's
many of
about
your
it.
stick figures, and that seems to be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Chocolate jelly beans. I'm going to have to try one.
Go ahead.
As the comic gained critical popularity, there were offers to expand publication and adapt it into different mediums. The film shows Harvey and Joyce attending a theatrical play based on the comic, which reenacts Harvey and Joyce's first date. It would be easy to laugh at how it gets the story wrong versus what we previously saw. But what we saw was the movie's own interpretation.
Hey, you still there?
Harvey, I think we should skip the whole courtship thing and just get married.
So the play in the movie was an adaptation of the movie's dramatization. The movie was an adaptation of the real comic story, and the comic was Harvey's interpretation of the real event.
If you think reading comics about your life seems strange, try watching a play about it. God only knows how I'll feel when I see this movie.
Harvey never made a lot of money from his comic. He saw it as an intellectual exercise, trying to expand what comics can do with words and pictures. It was naturally a very personal experience for what it reflected about him and his life. He channeled that into making another comic, no matter how dark it got.
You're not gonna die, Harvey. You're not.
What's gonna happen to you, baby? Who's gonna take care of you if I'm
Harvey,
not around?
look at me and focus. We are gonna get through this. I understand illness. I know how to handle these things.
Yeah, but that's you know? I'm not strong enough. I don't know how to be positive. I can't do that. I can't do it.
Yes, you can.
No, I
Yes,
can't.
You can. I'll tell you how. You'll make a comic book of the whole thing. You'll document every detail. And that way you'll remove yourself from the experience until it's over.
The movie is even credited as based on American Splendor and Our Cancer Year. More than sharing his story, Harvey used the adaptation process to decide what his story would be. What can be taken from American Splendor is that every person has their own story, and that story is worthy of being shared. As one last twist on its narrative, in its final moments, there's a glimpse of the comic Harvey wrote based on his experiences making the very movie we just watched.
Did you actually read the script?
No, a little bit. I just to check the construction, you know, of how the piece was constructed. I didn't read it word for word.
Do you feel weird saying this stuff?
No, I don't feel weird saying it. I don't know how long my voice is gonna hold out, but